What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Miles of Horror. Appreciate y'all hanging out. If you'd be so kind as to slam that like button.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I would appreciate it. Your boy Miles would appreciate it. Now, today I'm talking to you guys about an early 90s sci-fi horror movie that, to be quite honest with you guys, does not get any love. It's very rarely spoken about. And I think that's because the movie is in so many ways like non-existent. Like it's, I have a VHS tape of it, which is the absolute only way to own the movie. There's no DVD, there's no Blu-ray, there's no 4K. So how else are you going to discover this thing if you're not a VHS collector? I believe the movie's on YouTube. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, maybe Tubi, but again, like, I don't really know how you're going to find out about this thing if you don't own the VHS tape. Now I picked this thing up about a year ago, and the movie I'm talking about is none other than the movie called Chameleons. Have you guys ever seen this movie? Have you guys ever heard of this movie?
Dear, you were so blessed.
A little snippet for you. But like I said, I picked this thing up in a claim sale on a Facebook group about a year ago. It was a tape that I'd been after for a little while. Because it's one of those super rare tapes. Again, this thing just does not pop up. And even on eBay, like, you're just not really gonna see it. It's just a very rare commodity. Again, we're talking a movie that came out in 1990, almost 40 years ago, that has no DVD, no Blu-ray, no 4K, so it's pretty obsolete. Delete. Sorry, I had to do that, but it's pretty obsolete in so many ways. And so, I have the VHS tape. Now, if you've never seen this movie, it's from 1990, and it's a sci-fi horror movie. So get a look at the artwork on there. I'm lucky enough to have like a super clean VHS tape. It plays pretty well. There's a little bit of snow throughout. But it's, as far as 40-year-old VHS tapes are concerned, it's pretty solid. These things do degrade over time. So you see the back. And it, again, super clean copy, a couple of horror stickers on there, which is awesome. You guys can see the artwork. You have that like kind of bug creature in the front, which is probably the best death of the movie. Just so much fun. There's definitely some Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street vibes to this one. Now the premise is, and if you guys have seen this, definitely hit me up in the comments, because not a lot of people really even know about this movie because it's so freaking like rare. But this thing, like I said, is kind of obsolete. There's no DVD, there's no Blu-ray, there's no 4K. This is kind of like the only real physical media way to watch this. There are some bootlegs out there of the DVD you can pick up. But this is a 1990s sci-fi horror. Now, basically about this kind of like mad scientist who works in a house. And one of the things that I think is so cool about this movie is almost the entire film was shot in one production scene. It was just in a house, I think in Michigan, maybe. I have to look that up, but the whole thing was shot in this one house. And what's really cool about this movie, again, it's a sci-fi horror movie. And this kind of mad scientist opens this portal in a basement of this house to like another dimension kind of thing. And these like little parasite squirmy things come out through the gate. And they're kind of like body snatching shapeshifter things, and they have like these evil powers. And it's just a pretty rad movie. Like, it's super cool. I would love for this thing to get a disc release, a Blu-ray, something like a boutique label, like a Vinegar Syndrome or an Hour Video, or even a TerrorVision. Like, I would lean towards like a TerrorVision or a Vinegar Syndrome. Most likely would be the ones who did it, but I don't even know who owns the rights to this. This is a SBM Ulysses Pictures release. I don't even know those companies, but this thing does not have any distribution, and it hasn't for almost 40 years. So I would never give up hope. But anyway, there's all kinds of like crazy deaths in this one. It's a lot of fun, and these little like squirmy bug type creatures are just like taking over bodies and causing all kinds of craziness. There's not really a lot of gore in this movie. It's not a gory film. It's more of like a horror sci-fi comedy. which is super cool. And again, like the vibe is on point in this movie. Like if you like cheese, if you like schlock, Chameleons is a lot of fun. And you guys can see from that snippet that I showed you, the movie goes there. It doesn't hold back at all. But I don't really hear people talking about this one much. Now, if you were to try and find this thing, again, I was lucky to grab this thing in a claims sale on a Facebook group about a year ago. But this thing pops up every, once in a blue moon on like an eBay or like a claim sale, like I got it, and it routinely goes for a lot of money because of the rarity of it, and because it's kind of like the artwork is really kind of like classic. It is a gorgeous artwork slip on there. Give you guys another kind of look at that thing. It's just awesome. Like I love the artwork on this thing. So you kind of got that like scratch, like sci-fi horror font chameleons on there. And the word chameleons is actually a play on chameleons, which is kind of like what the little squirmy, bug things do. They're kind of chameleon-like. But anyway, the movie is called Chameleons. And I really don't hear people talk about this much. So I want to just pop on here and show you guys this thing and give you a little bit of information about it in case you wanted to try and seek it out, maybe find the VHS tape, maybe do some research on the rights, see who maybe can put it out eventually, or maybe you want to go grab a bootleg because you can get a cheap bootleg of this thing for probably around $10. $15 before shipping, maybe 25 in total. I know there's a Canadian bootlegger that makes these, but yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, if you've seen this one. It's called Chameleons. It's super rare, 1990 sci-fi horror comedy, and it's just like it kind of reminds me of like Meet the Applegates, but like more horror-y. If you guys remember Meet the Applegates, which I feel like I'm dating myself so much, but it's just a ton of fun. So Chameleons is the movie, possibly the most forgotten horror movie, not just in the 90s, but ever. Like I never heard this movie get talked about. So hit me up in the comments if you are familiar with this one, if you've seen this one, if you're a fan of this one. And I appreciate y'all hanging out. And I'll catch y'all later, man. Peace.